Live.
Live.
Live. La 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 la.
Just let me know once it's shared. I'm waiting for it to come across too, so I can share.
Okay, so let me do this. Go onto YouTube. Oh my gosh.
Oh, there we go.
Bum
Spook
ba da
Talk.
bum.
Oh, there we go.
Share.
Share. Why won't you let me share? Let me share. That's rude. What the heck? There we go.
Okay, and then.
Oh, give me 1 second. Post. Okay. Let me
I
know when
haven't
you're
even
ready.
shared it to our Facebook page.
Oh, I forgot about that one.
All these people that told me to share it to them, I can't remember who it was. I guess I'll share it to people. Okay, and then I'm gonna share it on. Thing is, it's like when you switch over to the page, it's a whole thing. It's always a whole thing. It's like you want to make it in and out, and it's just.
Well, if you're joining us, just say hi. We're about
Yes.
to start it.
So you come in and say hello, or open the chat right there. Okay. Just post it. Okay. And the more you like heart and comment, the better. Honestly, it does help. Okay. All righty. Let's go into. Okay, I'm gonna stop because I listened to that recording earlier. Okay.
Okay. Welcome to the Harlots of Spook Talk. We are your hosts, Karli and LD Pteloma, here to take you on a chilly journey through the dark corners of history and the macabre tales that have captivated our imaginations for centuries.
That's right, Karli. And today we're diving deep into the life of one of history's most famous figures, the enigmatic and terrifying Elizabeth Bathory, often referred to as the Blood Countess.
So grab your favorite cozy blanket, dim the lights, and prepare to step back into the 17th century with us. We're exploring her sordid life, her alleged crimes, and the legends that have grown around her over the years.
From the tales of bloodbaths to accusations of witchcraft, Elizabeth Bathory's story is filled with intrigue, horror, and a touch of scandal. What drove this noblewoman to commit such heinous acts? Was it madness or something more sinister?
And don't worry, Monica will be joining us later in this episode to add her unique perspective on this chilling tale.
So, whether you are a true crime affinito or someone who just loves a good ghost story, you don't want to miss this episode.
Let's unravel the mystery behind Elizabeth Bathory. The woman who became a legend in her own time continues to haunt our imaginations today.
All right, let's get started. All right, I'm going to play us some little background music. Like, if it sounds weird, let me know. Because we gotta, you know,
I know.
stab it. You can't, you can't see it. I'm like, stabbing it. I don't know.
I'm gonna go in with a little backstory on Elizabeth. From 1560 to her death in 1614, she was a countess, a wealthy, powerful Hungarian noblewoman whose relations include an uncle was king of Poland and a nephew was a prince of Transylvania. In 1610, she was accused of gruesome acts of serial murder and then she was confined to her beloved castle, where she remained until her death. Bathory is reported to killed at least 600 victims, earning her the Guinness World Record for most prolific female murderer. Her actions resulted in her nickname, the Blood Countess, and may have been source of the inspiration for part of the Bram Stoker's Dracula. However, it's possible Bathory was not guilty at all of her crimes, but was set up. One will
Oh,
never know. She was born in Hungary, like I said, in 1560. At the late age of 11, she was considered a beautiful, well educated girl, becoming engaged at the age of 11, guys. Remember
oh
what
my
year this was?
god.
To the Count.
Yeah.
Some accounts of her life include her giving birth to an illegitimate child fathered by another man before her marriage. Wow.
Wow.
Oh, I'm sorry, she was 15 when she got married.
Oh,
She was 15. She was betrothed at 11. So 15. She was married and named, I can't say that, I'm sorry, but on May 8th, 1575, the couple's first child was born 10 days later. So she was married and then 10 days later gave birth.
what? Wait, that's
Yes.
the math isn't mathing on that.
Math does not math. She gave birth to 5 children. 2 died as infants, and 2 daughters and a son survived. As her husband was a soldier who was often away fighting Turks, the couple spent most of their marriage apart. However, he may have schooled her in techniques of torture when they were together. He died in January 1604. Bathory took over his intense and extensive estates. Here's
Wow.
the crimes. Ready for the crimes?
All right,
Little
let's hear it.
quick thing. Bathory was accused of haunting litany of crimes against both female servants and minor noblewomen who had come to her for training and education purposes. Most of her alleged assaults and murders took place after she was widowed in 1604. Some of Bathory's victims were covered with honey and left outside for insects to devour. During colder parts
Yeah.
of the year, young women might be stripped naked and forced into deadly ice baths. Bathory sometimes tortured girls by driving needles into their fingers, cutting their noses and lips, or whipping them with stinging nettles. She would bite shoulders and breasts, as well burning the flesh, including the genitals of some of her victims. The intimate nature of Bathory attacks suggests a sexual motivation, though it's possible to know without certainty what compelled her to act this out. Bathory
Mhm.
often mentioned her bathing in blood of virgin victims in an attempt to recapture her lost youth. However, this deprived action isn't backed up a lot from witnesses, which otherwise didn't shy away from that gore. First mention of bloodbaths came 100 years after her death.
Really?
Wow, yeah,
They kept secrets for a long time.
they do. Her capture was December 29th, 1610. She was oversaw by somebody else because she had took a noblewoman, by the way. She took
Mm.
her and she tortured her and she offed her. So she was put under house arrest and followed around, basically, back then. He reported surprised Bathory in the middle of tormenting a victim and in response immediately imprisoned her in her own home, the castle she beloved. 4
Wow.
Bathory servants, 3 females and 1 male, were then arrested, questioned, and subject to torture themselves to get their confessions of what she has done. The court proceedings began early in January 1611. These servants denied the culpability in any murders, but admitted to burying multiple victims along the countryside and around the castle.
Wow.
Ooh. 36 to 51 bodies were exhumed at that time by their help. In
Yeah.
addition to shifting blame to their mistress and each other, they implicated a deceased servant who served as a maid and governess to the countess. Countess. Sorry, Countess. Two of the women, the male servants, were sentenced to death, which was quickly carried out without say. The fourth was spared execution, but we don't know what happened after that. Another woman who supposedly used magic to aid Bathory was also
Hmm.
killed.
Oh.
So magic comes into this too. After these executions, he can continue to investigate the Countess. One witness stated that Bathory herself had listed 650 victims in papers. She literally sat there and wrote them down, they say. The evidence gathered also included 289 witnesses in the castle who have seen her do
Wow.
this.
Didn't say nothing.
And they ended up walling her up in her room. That was her punishment. Her beloved castle she got to stay in. Why her servants were put to death. So,
Apparently she was known as like the Bloody Mary, like as well.
yes, for
Mm.
this area, yeah. The body of 54-year-old Bathory was found on August 21st, 1614, in present day Salaf, I can't say it, y'all gonna come for me someday. I'm gonna try it. Where she's been in prison since 1610. She was finally buried in a crypt on her estate, and her body was likely moved afterwards.
Yeah, they
So,
have her like there's some pictures online, but I'm like, oh, I don't want to put that on there.
yeah. Now, here's a question, and I'm going to ask this. How many people think out there that maybe, just maybe, she had a vitamin D deficiency?
I
And the
agree.
blood maybe did make her feel better. I'm not giving her any reason out of this. Like, she did wrong. She was wrong. But I wonder if it's reasons behind it, or was she tortured herself?
Well, it could have been a little bit of both, I would think, like between like I mean, she was tortured at a young age. You know, she wasn't treated fairly. She had a baby young. I mean, I know back then it was like completely different with like the age groups and everything, but so so you have okay, when we were doing true crime, what was like the common denominator for women? Some kind of abusive relationship, abusive upbringing, even the guys, abusive upbringing, and then
That's get into nurture with nature too. Were
yeah,
they nurtured into this, or was it their impulses to do it? Like,
yeah.
it's that fine line.
So you have that, and then the vitamin D thing, which I think is true because I have heard that. I don't know where I heard it from, but I have heard that. Um, so I think it could have been a little bit both. So you're like normally a person with like a vitamin D deficiency, even if you didn't know, it's not a common thing to be like, hmm, let
I'm
me
a good
kill you, let me murder and soak in their blood. You know what I mean? Like
but back
that's not a
but,
normal thought.
but back
So
then they didn't have vitamins.
yeah, but they had herbs.
See, I wonder if she really did put it in her makeup too.
Oh.
That's what people say. She wore it like we wear face like nighttime face masks.
Mhm.
Hers was made of virgin blood.
Oh my god.
Her biggest mistake was taking a noblewoman, not a servant.
Or was she possessed? You know what I mean?
By the magic around her, maybe.
You know?
Her family.
It's
And
hard to
remember,
believe that somebody would do like this stuff, but at the
she
same
holds
time,
the Guinness World Record of women serial killers. I shouldn't
there's
laugh.
so
I'm
many
sorry. This
cameras. Nobody's gonna get away with something like that in
not
the
now,
not
but
like
back then,
that, not like she did,
1600.
anyways.
She did it in the 1600s. She
That's wild.
basically said, "Hold my axe. I got this."
Oh,
She really did. I mean, wow.
oh my
I
goodness, I've got
just,
water on my nose.
I just
Oh,
don't know what to say about this one. Like, it blows your mind.
this is pretty
The
wild.
Countess, the Countess, the Blood Countess.
I like to look at their pictures and think, do I know anybody that looks like this? So let me pull this back up.
Yes, let's look at these.
All
Dun,
right,
dun,
let's look at
dun.
the first one. This is the first one I shared. Does she look like anybody you know? Like if we, I wish I could like edit pictures, like that, so you could add some hair. I can't do that. I can take out the background and change filters and stuff, but not.
And this is a painting, and they normally corrected their paintings for the time period to make them more attractive to the
Oh,
time
that's
period.
true. Oh, so I have this one, and then I have that one. This was the second one I shared. This
See,
seems more realistic to me.
100%
Yeah.
more realistic. Because look at her forehead.
Yeah.
This is realistic. The nose, the cheek. Yeah, this is more probably what she looked like.
Now, do you know anybody that looks like that?
Not
So we
really.
could be like, you might have been Elizabeth Bathory in your past life. I would look into that.
I would be like, okay, no.
Do you think also, now that I'm going side quest, do you think that somebody like in your past life, you could look like somebody that you were in your past life, or do you think it's more common to not look like them at all?
I think we would change. I think whatever bodies we go into, I don't know how to explain it. I don't think we're gonna look like our past lives. I think we have marks from our past
Yeah.
lives.
Yeah.
But I think that's as far as it goes for that. Let's hope
Hmm.
not. Like, I don't want to look like this again. No, I'm just kidding.
I know, right? You're telling me, girl.
I tap. Come on now.
I tap out.
I tap.
Let's
But
see.
think about them numbers. Like, how many ghosts are there in that?
The fact that she got away with it and then had like 200 and something people saw and didn't say nothing. They're
She was
probably like,
jealous.
they're like, she's gonna be bathing in mine.
They were servants. What were they going to do? Rise up against her?
This is true.
Different time.
But they could all form an army. See, this is why I should have been born back in the day. I'd be like, bro, do we
We
really want
probably
to work for this crazy lady?
we probably were.
And
We're probably the ones on the heretic crosses or burned at the stake.
and not only that, they're taking all this up the stairs in buckets, little by little. That's gotta be
Yes.
traumatizing. So they like this is make me leader. Like, let's go back, make me leader. I'm gonna be like, look, I know the BDSM. Okay, we got her. We're
Yeah,
good.
because she was into that. She was
But
into the torturing.
I'll be like, listen, I need y'all to all grow some cojones, okay, some huevos, if you will, and let's do it. Let's.
Let's take her out.
But also, I'm not a snitch either. So there's like
But here's the thought for you. What if she took one of your children? Remember the
she
servants
she
had
wouldn't have
kids.
done it. She wouldn't have made it. I don't know. I grow
Exactly.
superpowers. Anytime something happens to my kid, I grow
Because she
superpowers.
went for virgins. So, and servants had kids back then that became servants themselves.
She was gonna be
So,
like, "You got kids? No, no,
nope.
madam, no, madam, no, madam.
Nope.
You married? Yes, I got 3 husbands."
But, and then they talked about magic. Um, Magic being used around this castle. And, but my
Did they
thing is,
say like?
okay.
Mhm. Okay,
Oh, go ahead.
no, no,
No,
no. Go ahead.
I was gonna go off on something else, but what
I was
they?
like, did they say like what kind of magic like they were doing?
No, they didn't.
Oh,
But remember, most of her family came from Transylvania over to Hungary.
vey.
All of it.
No
So
telling. No telling.
no telling. I wonder if she was related to Vlad. No, I'm just kidding.
Apparently, and I haven't even got through this, all of it, but holy moly, Vlad. I just thought he was just some kind of weirdo that may have just
No,
like a
he
modern
was
day. I was just like, oh yeah, I drink blood.
no, he was
No,
bloodthirsty on the
well,
battlefields.
he would like kill him and smile,
Mhm.
and like, but maybe he had a face deformity. You know what I mean? Like maybe he wasn't actually smiling.
Or maybe chlamydia ate his brain.
That was a big thing back in there. I watched Queen Mary. Okay,
I see.
but you were
uh,
thinking it. Like we
I
all saw
was.
it.
I was like, maybe chlamydia got him. But
That was
her,
wild. Like then she's like, "It's in the Bible," and I'm like, "Bitch!" Spoiler alert. Sorry, guys.
this woman, don't have that excuse.
Mm-mm.
She had a castle at her feet. She had
And
an
then they're like,
empire.
"Oh, you're in trouble. You have to stay in the castle." Are you kidding me?
Yeah,
I
she
would
loved
be
that
like,
castle.
I know. I would be like, "Oh, oh
Oh
no.
no, I gotta stay in bed. I'm gonna be
What am
walled
I
in bed.
what am I gonna do? Oh,
She couldn't torture people no more.
can I read? You mean I get to stay in my room all day and read, and the servants will bring me food?
What
What?
shall I
That's
do?
what will I ever do?
But the servants, that's something got to me. The servants would put to death right away that helped her or kept her secret. Like they had a choice in this. But she herself got to retire,
I wonder if she
basically.
went down the line and she was like, "Are you going to tell?" No, madam. Safe. Are you? No, 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 no.
She
Get this
might have.
blood. Like, or what
I'll
if
take
this
the
is
blood.
all a lie? What if they were just like, it's like the Bloody Mary stories in the
But
US, like
here's the problem: what happened to them people, and where them bodies were recovered? Some of them,
chlamydia.
chlamydia. Okay, the
The
chlamydia.
clap.
No, the clap could be.
Well,
Or
everybody was
what
poisoned
if
all
it
back
was
in the day.
her?
What if it
It
was
was
like,
her
oh, what if
husband.
it was the husband? What if it
That's
was
what
the
I'm thinking.
mother-in-law? What if it was the mother-in-law? It's always the
Simple.
mother-in-law.
But what if it was the husband, man, and she got blamed for it?
What if it was the husband's mistress? Oh my god, we're just making up stories. I love it. um,
Ah,
what if the blood wasn't blood? What if it was just tomato juice? Because I'm looking at a picture right here, and I'm like, that kind of
it
looks
was
like tomato
blood.
juice.
It was blood.
Did they test it? I mean, they didn't really have scientists back in the 1600s.
No, but the people were bled dry.
Whatever, if you say so. How do we know there wasn't wars going around? Like, there's 100 different scenarios. Like, who has time?
I would love to sit there and say she's innocent. I would, but
I want to Google something, but I'm like, I don't want to be a suspect. Like, how long would it take you to kill 650 people? Okay, there's 365 days in a year, right?
well, she
So
killed
she
like
would
two to three people a day sometimes.
so in a course of 2 years.
Boom. Now, what would you? Okay, we don't live in the countryside like she did. Where would you put the bodies? And we don't have servants to help us who would actually stay quiet.
You like pizza?
There we go.
Well, pizza every day. Ugh. No, okay, or spaghetti. It's a pasta. It's spaghetti. So I heard this like thing from I used to have like this friend, neighbor, whatever, and she had a girlfriend, and she would do like the math, and so which is fine, but spaghetti, so it would make my friend obsessed with that girl, and so every time, and I would make spaghetti a lot because it's cheap, it's quick, the kids love it, and so every time she'd come over, which was It seemed like every time I was making spaghetti, she would come by with a pot. And I'm like, and I would always forget. I'm like, hey, you want some pasta? You want some spaghetti? And she's like, no. And then she would tell me that story all over again. I'm like, looking at the spaghetti going, I would, ew. So she put her like period blood.
Oh, jeez.
That's what
No,
I was trying to
no.
say. And
No, no, thank you.
it screams toxic, you know.
Yeah. Psycho, mental
Mhm.
hospital. I mean, it screams a lot.
I'm just saying you should really, really like anytime you date somebody, you should really look at their back history.
Yes,
So
100%.
don't
Are
let
you going to
those
be married to Elizabeth Bathory or batshit crazy?
or back or Battery's gonna be married to you and some because if he was willing to like use her, you know.
Oh,
La Maniaca is here. We're live.
where is
Okay.
she? Oh,
Wait, where should I go? Hold on.
I was trying to put her on, and you get
Sorry.
It's
hello.
okay.
It's okay.
Oh, I didn't know you. Okay, we were just talking about Elizabeth Battery, and we were just kind of
I'm
coming up with
still
like,
here. I'm just gonna shut my camera, but I'm still here. Oh, it's your picture. Go
oh,
on.
I could trade that out for you if you want. Hold
No,
on.
you're good.
Replace with image here.
I just don't want you to see my son in the background for a second.
Okay,
Why is this still updating?
there we go. It's like she's still here with us.
Love it.
So yeah, we were just like what? Like, do you know the backstory? Because we're thinking, what about all the different scenarios? Like, have you ever seen Queen Mary? Like everybody got like the husband got chlamydia and he went crazy and then he died, right? So the background music is background musicking. um, it's like okay, so she killed 650 people, right?
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
there was 200 and something, like 270 or something
Yeah.
that knew about this. I didn't know any of this. Like, I feel like I got a piece of it. Like, I watched a piece from like a movie somewhere, but I didn't actually
Mhm.
know. So I'm like, I'm learning today. But I'm like, what if she wasn't actually the murderer? Who has time to kill that many
That many
people?
people. Yeah.
So I was
I
like, she
wonder
would
if
have
she
had,
had somebody there with her killing people so she could feed.
but where, like, like Carly was saying, where did all the bodies go? And I was
Yeah.
like,
Now
it's
were
a
they consuming
pizza.
them? Yeah, you see? I thought about that when I had seen how many people she killed. I was like,
Uh,
where are all the bodies?
You're a twin.
there we go. I was like, guys.
But it's like,
But she
I
did
don't
have
know.
help with all her servants, and then the person who trained her to torture was her own husband.
Did they say like why she was taking him out, or was it like petty drama, like
No, she just
you?
wanted to do it.
Or what if they were like sewing her dress, and then pop, and then there's blood, and then she's
She
like,
was like, rah.
There. Is that virgin blood? I'll take it.
do
Yeah.
you have a husband? Yes, I have 12. Yeah. How do you have 12? I get around, lady. I'm not. Do you have
I must
children?
meet them. I must meet them.
No. Do you think I got time for 12 kids? Do you think I got time for children when I'm tending you and my 12 husband? Calm down. Calm down. And then she'd be like, don't talk to me like that. How dare you? And I'll be like, you want to wrestle? On guard. Just kidding. Runs. With my luck, I probably slide down the freaking stairs.
Probably.
And then they're like, oh, yeah,
I
she
could
killed her. You
see
see?
Mary like running after talking shit.
Shit.
And they
And
just
just.
broop, 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 broop. Oh, she thought she was getting away.
That's what happened to me today. We went to like go swimming and like you know those things in the water where it's like an obstacle course. So I get on
Mhm.
there and and I'm when I tell you I probably did this about 40 times. Like I was like trying to, like I was
Trying to
committed to
make
this.
it.
And so I would get, and okay, so 3 times I hurt my body pretty bad. The first time I about broke my ankle because I did the splits when I slid off. And
Oh my god.
something happened with my leg because it was like, okay, like for instance, okay, yeah, my knee was like, my leg was like this, you know?
Uh-huh.
And
Uh-huh.
then I don't know, something, I don't know. And then there were splits, and then something happened with my, and then I had to pop my freaking ankle back. So then I'm like, okay, I'm not doing this anymore. But then I was like, but I was so fucking close. I finally made it to that blue fucking part. So I'm like, okay,
I'm gonna try it again.
try it again. So I tell the kids, I'm screaming at them like a psychopath. I'm like, don't move it, you know. And then I get up there, and it was probably later on because we went to go do a swim and whatever. So when we came back the second time, I when I slipped, my back went, and I was like, oh, so about taking that. And then the third time, because the third time is a charm, I finally made it. Okay, so it's like you run on the skinny part, you get to the blue part, okay? And I was getting really good about getting to the blue part. And then there's these like fucking random dumbass lily pads that make no fucking sense, by the way. And so how my kids were getting across them, I have no idea. So you get to the lily pad, and I'm like, okay, okay, I'm here. I made it. Just
She made it. She
run.
made it.
Like I tried scooting, my butt went across it, but that so I was like, okay, I'm just gonna run. So I run, and I don't know how it happened, but when I slid, I went this way, and I guess maybe this arm went on the lily pad and hit it, and it almost popped out my freaking arm. So basically, I didn't die,
But
but
she
I
almost.
know I'm gonna feel it tomorrow. I feel a part of it, like, when I go up and down the stairs, I'm like I was like, "Ooh, my whole body," like, my shins and everything,
You'll feel
like,
it
they're
tomorrow. We're old.
muscular.
We feel it the next day.
But I was
Yes,
like,
yes, we
"Damn."
do.
So my kids were like, "Jump off," like, there's a 10-foot, 15-foot, and 20-foot. They're like, "Jump off of it," and I was trying really hard. I don't know, something in my body was like, "Don't jump, dummy," because
You're like, I'm going, and your body's like,
I've
no,
done this
don't go.
before. I've cliff dived like 2
Hmm.
times before in my life. And I was thinking about it, and I told the kids, I said, "You know what? I think the problem is last time I did this, I told myself I was gonna do this just to do it to mark it off my little bucket list
Bucket
so I
list.
would never have to do it anymore." And guess what? So I don't have to do it anymore because that's already written off and I've already done it. And that was my excuse for being a wimp. But I've already done it, so that should count for something. So, anyway, sorry, we
Right.
got distracted. I got distracted.
You're good.
But anyways, me falling down the stairs has nothing to do. I would, I would be. I'm sure they had non-slip shoes.
Yeah, I'm sure.
Oh my god! Side note, can I tell you something?
What?
Oh my
What?
god! Okay, I probably shouldn't. Okay, I'm gonna say it on live because nobody who's gonna watch this. So, okay, so I went to the state, we'll say the state next door to where I live. We went to the Capitol.
Okay.
And anyways, there was some like important lady with like brown shoes. Anyways, we were at the Capitol and she was pooping.
What?
There was a lady at the
Just
Capitol
pooping.
who I'm pretty sure was like in the office, like the important, like the Congress lady or some, I don't know, not Congress, but somebody at the Capitol was pooping in the women's bathroom. I swear,
That's
you know,
random.
That's
I
very
know.
random.
I wanted to tell somebody because I was like looking, I was like, you know how women like TMI. Sorry, I know this is off topic, but women like in the bathroom, like when you go to the store, you're just trying to get in there, you're trying to get pee, and you're trying to get out. And then there's
Yeah.
always that quiet person in there. You're like, I know they're pooping. They're just trying to be discreet about the poop. You know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
I'm like, well, I didn't barely hear her, so I didn't think anybody was in there. And then not even a squeak, nothing. And I'm washing my hands and then drying my hands, and I'm like fixing my hair because apparently I look like a psychopath. And maybe that's why she wasn't pooping at that second.
Maybe
So,
she
anyways,
heard it.
I just happened to look down, and there's these brown, not full high heels, just regular like senator high heels, Congress like lady in
Yeah,
office
Congress
heels.
lady shoes.
Yeah, and I was like, oh my god, is she pooping? Oh, I was gonna
I'm not
be
even
like,
gonna lie. If I walk into the restroom and somebody's next to me, I definitely look at their shoes. Because
I,
ever since I've watched the movie H2O, where the little girl and the mom go to the restroom and then he's in the stall, I always look at people's shoes to make sure I don't have a psycho man next to me.
oh, oh my god, what if it was like a dude wearing senator heels? Oh my
You
gosh, the
never know.
drama with y'all today. Today. Anyways, so how are y'all?
We're good.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Nice.
So, anyways, if you're here, comment. Let us know what you think happens. If you have a theory, let us know. If you have information and you just want to be like aggressive, send an email. We want to hear what your thoughts are. And I hope that y'all have a lovely day. And we are going to see you every Thursday night for the lives. And happy summer. So, almost summer solstice. I don't know. Anyways, okay, love you. Bye.